Hey guys, so week one of the challenge is here. What we want to do this week, obviously, as I mentioned, each Sunday we will release a resource with regards to a physical aspect of the challenge and a nutritional aspect of the challenge. We want to keep this week nice and simple, almost like an orientation week, just to get our bearings, grasp just one or two concepts that's going to set us up and lay a good foundation and set us up nicely for the remainder of the challenge. So basically, this week, the theme is all about creating awareness. When it comes to losing weight, there's a simple formula: calories in versus calories out. If you expend more calories than what you take in, you'll lose weight. If you take in more calories than what you expend, you'll put on weight. So that's essentially, in a nutshell, what we want to try and focus on this week and create awareness around, firstly, moving more, and then secondly, being aware about what we consume. Once we've done all the weigh-ins by Wednesday, I'll release a video at the end of the week on Friday just with regards to the analysis of the nutrition, and we'll get into a little bit more specifics with regards to the exact amount of calories we should be consuming. But this week is about awareness. So for the physical side of things, the goal for this week is to move every single day. Obviously, you want to check in for all three of your classes at a minimum. And then over and above that, on the days that you aren't booked for a class, I want you to do something active, whether it be go for a walk, do a stretch, go for a game of paddle, whatever it may be. As long as we do something that incorporates movement and expends energy, it doesn't have to be vigorous, it can be relaxed, as long as we actively and consciously making a decision to move. That, however, isn't the most amount of calories that we burn. We have something called the BMR, basal metabolic rate, and that's the calories that you burn at rest. So even while I'm sitting here talking to you guys, I'm burning calories. That accounts for majority of the calories that we burn. Then we get calories through unconscious or subconscious activities such as fidgeting and just walking around and moving around and all kind of movements like that. And then we get calories that account for exercise as well. So in total, those make up our total calorie expenditure within a particular day. And obviously the way we consume calories is through food. There's other ways as well, such as thermic effect of food, that you burn calories based on the digestive processes and all that kind of thing. We're going to get into the details of that as well. Not to say that that's incredibly important to know all the nitty gritty. The goal for this week is awareness. So for movement, we're expending more. We're making conscious decisions to move, to be active every single day. And let's use the group to keep ourselves accountable. Post your activities, post what you're doing, give some ideas, maybe even ask your accountability buddy if they want to go for a walk or do something after gym, whatever it may be. And then with regards to the nutrition side, everyone's different. Some guys prefer tracking. You can download MyFitnessPal, and we want to create awareness with regards to how much food we actually consume. A lot of the times when it comes to those situations where you're like, but I've been going to gym, I'm eating right, and I'm just not losing weight. 9 out of 10 times, that comes down to an underestimation of the amount of calories that we're actually consuming. So we assume we're consuming a certain amount, but we don't take into account small things, the little additional sauce that you put on your food, or the fact that I went for a few beers on a Friday. I was good the whole week, but I went for a few beers on a Friday and I ate a pizza, and all of a sudden my calorie allowance for the week has been expended or overtaken. So those are the things we want to be aware of. So you've got two options. You can either download MyFitnessPal and you can track, even if that's just for a week, to give you some sort of awareness as to how many calories you're consuming, and we're going to be conscious about actually marking down and writing down every single calorie that we consume. Or we can just create a conscious awareness around planning our meals and how much we consume at any given time. Sometimes we only account for our meals, but we don't account for the fact that we're just digging in the fridge in between meals and snacking on certain foods and that kind of thing. So this week, guys, the theme is awareness. I'll post a little tip or something each day that will just give us some guidance into some ideas of what we can do, ways we can reduce calorie, increase expenditure, and reduce consumption. But that's essentially our challenge for the week. Once all the weigh-ins have been done, you guys will be given an exact amount to create a calorie deficit, and we can then plan that around our whole week. So if you know the weekend you're going to expend or consume a little bit more, you can account for that by consuming slightly less per day within the first 5 days of the week, and the last 2 days we now have allowance for consuming a little bit more calories. Flexible dieting and playing around with our social lives. The key aspect here is making sure that we don't choose a diet that you have to live by. You choose a diet that works for you and your lifestyle. I'm not a huge fan of cookie cutter nutrition plans, because some guys are good, some guys can follow it to a T, But what tends to happen more often than not is we follow it for 3 days, and then all of a sudden we've got a function at work and we go out, and then that kind of messes up the plan, and then we throw ourselves off a little bit, and maybe we get back on or maybe not. And what tends to happen is 9 times out of 10 we end up throwing it out the window because we're not sticking to it 100%. The key to weight loss is adherence. It doesn't have to be magic, it just has to be consistent. So this is the challenge for the week. I'll post some text and some resources with it so you can maybe read up if you're interested in that kind of thing. But good luck for the week. I'll see you guys for your weigh-ins, and we'll chat later.